The great Philadelphia Flyers head coach, two-time Stanley Cup champion, Freddie the Fog Shiro, had a great saying. One day we're drinking the wine, the next day we're picking the grapes. One day we're drinking the wine, the next day we're picking the grapes. It was about the ups and downs in life. How things can be so good and so tough at the same time. And I want to share something this morning that I've never ever shared with any of my clients or my mastermind members before. And I hope it's something that can serve you in difficult times, when things appear hard, when you're frustrated, when you're angry, when you're bitter, and even when you're happy, maybe even overconfident. I, like you, have goals. I have a mission. My mission is to help 1 million elite businessmen build the badass world of their dreams. That's my mission over the next day, over the next 10 years, over the next decade, to impact over 1 million elite men, husbands, fathers, grandfathers, entrepreneurs, community leaders, and help you build the championship world of your dreams. A world you never need to vacation from, a world you never need to escape from, a world where you live life and do business on your own terms. So I have a mission like you do, one thing that dominates my business life. I also have one or two goals at all times to get my red Jerry Seinfeld X on the calendar every day. I have my two values. My two values that govern my life are: number one, autonomy, which is doing what you want, when you want, where you want, with whom you want, at the price you want, on the terms you want. And my second value is leadership. I'm only living my principled full life when I'm leading, whether that's in my family, in my marriage, in my brotherhood community here with men like you, whether it's coaching power skating or coaching kids hockey, or back in the day coaching pro and amateur. I'm at my best when I'm in a leadership position. I've been blessed with some leadership abilities, and when I'm maximizing those, that's when I'm serving the most men, and in this case now, young children. So autonomy and leadership are my two values. But something I've never shared before are three simple passages. One is a quote from the Bible, one is a creed, and one is just a simple quote that a mentor told me years and years ago. But when things are difficult, when things are dark, when things seem impossible, when the odds are against me, or I'm being criticized, or I come up against hate or darkness, whatever it may be, adversity enters my life just like yours. These are three sayings, quotes, and a passage that I always write down and say to myself. And they help me balance my mindset. They help me balance my emotions. And they help me put my feet in front of the other to stay in today, to keep both feet in today. So I'll share these with you. And these are three things, three sayings, passages, quotes that work for me. But I challenge you to decide on maybe one or two quotes or passages or mind vitamins, whatever you want to call them, that will serve you in challenging times. Something that will stop you when you take a deep breath and you read it, and it'll pull you back into your true self. These three sayings are my North Star. They're my North Star. When I'm losing, when I'm too far east or too far west or too far south, or if I'm emotionally drunk, if I'm drunk from emotion, if I'm unbalanced, then these are my North Star. Goals don't do this. My values don't do this. My mission doesn't even do this. These three sayings, quotes, a psalm, they give my life perspective, and they give me a wake-up call and a reality check, and they get me back on track. They're my North Star. So the first one, and I've used these for the last almost 20 years, and I write them in the back of my journal. I write them out maybe once a month. I have them on those index 3x5 recipe cards, and they're just things that I look at from time to time, especially when I'm struggling. And the first one is a passage from the Holy Bible, which is, you're very familiar with, is this too shall pass. This too shall pass. And it's interesting because we're all familiar with that quote from the Holy Bible. But here's the thing, I have used that passage in my life when times are extremely good and when times are extremely difficult. This too shall pass. And that's what I've never ever heard anyone talk about. You'll hear a person say, well, times were very dark, times were very tough, and what got me through was that psalm from the Holy Bible, this too shall pass. But I've also used it when things are incredibly good, understanding that life is difficult, life is hard, and it's supposed to be hard and it's supposed to be difficult. So it gives me a North Star perspective when things are really rolling for me. I'm making good money, things are falling into place, I've got lots of good fortune, I'm working, I'm focused, things are really going my way. This too shall pass. It prepares me that life is a challenge, and it prepares me to embrace the hard, that it's supposed to be hard. Like Jerry Seinfeld said, if it's not difficult, you're doing it wrong. I'm a micromanager. I micromanage my hockey teams. I micromanage my barber shop. I micromanage McLean Insurance. I micromanage Badass Millionaire Brotherhood. That's my nature, and that's why we're successful. So if it's easy, I'm not doing it the right way. If it's not difficult, I'm not doing it the right way. And Jerry Seinfeld, he nailed that one, where there's no value when it's easy. There's no value. If everybody was fit, there would be no value in it. There's great value because of the fact that, well, you have to go to the gym every day. You gotta put in your 15,000 steps. So there's value. There's value because it's hard. Getting and staying in the best physical shape of your life is hard. But nobody told us in our younger lives that this too shall pass when it comes to good times. And man, that has been a game changer for me, where I understand that life is about seasons. The economy is about seasons. Marriage is about seasons. Your relationship with your children is about seasons. Your business is about seasons. There's a spring, there's a summer, there's a fall, there's a winter in everything. And once you understand that this too shall pass, it gives you perspective when hard times arrive. When winter arrives, then you understand it, because we make our own economy. We make our own marriage. We make our connection, our relationship with our children, regardless of everything else that's going on in the world. We make our world. So this too shall pass has been a very valuable passage that I say to myself when I'm really, really battling it. I remember it took me 7 years to win a Barclay Cup in junior hockey, and I'll never forget the difficult times in year 4 and 5 when we thought we had the championship team and we lost in game 7 and we lost in the finals and we lost in the semifinals, and sitting in the darkness of my basement after losing, sick to my stomach for days, and finally coming out of it and telling myself this too shall pass. It's time to get back to work. It's time to focus on getting the job done. So that is something that has served me it's been a big part of my North Star in my life. This too shall pass. A second quote that I've used, that I have in my journal, I write out once a month, and I always keep in my back pocket for challenging days and challenging times, is "It'll all be over soon." That is a powerful, powerful saying. It'll all be over soon. So when I find myself being what I call ungrateful, when I see myself, I catch myself thinking small, when I'm petty, when I'm cheap, when I'm small-minded, when I'm ungrateful, I remind myself and I write out that it'll soon all be over. It'll all be over soon. And also, it's a North Star for an attitude of gratitude for people in my life that I love and respect, and to spend quality time with my wife Krista, my secret weapon, to spend quality time every day with my daughter Emery, to spend time with my mom and dad who are 89 years young, to invest in things that really matter. Your legacy is built after 6 p.m. It's not built with how much money you make. It's not built with how many houses you have or cars you drive. It's none of that. Your legacy is built after 6 p.m. That's the time that you're home. You're either connected or disconnected with your queen, your children, your grandchildren, and the people that matter most to you. That's why I lock away my cell phone at 4 o'clock in my lockbox, so that I'm mentally present from 4 p.m. until the next morning with the people that matter the most to me. I'm building my legacy. When I meet my maker, when my hour sandglass empties and I'm out of time, Father Time is undefeated, by the way, I think that my creator and my maker, he's not going to say, "Michael, how many hockey games did you win?" I don't even think he's going to say, "How many championships did you win?" And I'm pretty sure he's not going to say, "How many houses did you have?" or "What kind of vehicles did you drive?" I think my creator is going to ask me, "What kind of a father were you, Michael? What kind of a husband were you, Michael? What kind of a community leader? Did you serve other people? Who did you serve? Whose life did you transform? Who did you inspire? Who did you motivate? Who was your life an example, or was your life a warning?" And I believe my creator will say, "Michael, what did you do with the abundant gifts that I gave you?" I gave you the opportunity to live in the two greatest countries in the world, the United States and Canada. I gave you the opportunity to live at the greatest time in history. I have lived through the 50 years of unlimited wealth, unlimited abundance, unlimited opportunity, and the best is yet to come. So the question will be, what did I do with it? What did you do with the incredible gifts that I gave you? Everything from the country we live in to everything else that comes with that. What did you do with the gifts that I gave you? So when I'm struggling, I'll say to myself, it'll all be over soon. It also makes me keep both feet in today. When I find myself living in the past, anxiety is built from living in the past. If if you're suffering from anxiety, I'm sorry, it's the opposite. It means you're living in the future. You don't have both feet in today. You have you're worried about the future. You're worried about something that hasn't happened yet. If you're suffering from depression, it means you're living in the past. And those people that have solid mental health live in today. They have both feet in today. They live where their feet are. Never in the past, never in the future. So when I find myself unpresent, disconnected from myself, or disconnected from the people that matter most to me, I stop myself and I think about that saying, it'll all be over soon. It'll all be over soon. And also, if things aren't going my way, or a magazine ad doesn't work, or we don't sell enough books, or I don't get something doesn't go as planned, I always say to myself, it'll all be over soon. It'll all be over soon. And that gives me perspective. It gives me an attitude of gratitude. And really, it's a wake-up call to take every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, and every year to always be grateful for the opportunity to have an attitude of gratitude. It'll all be over soon. It reminds me that we're just a speck in time. We're just a little speck in time. And what really matters, the only thing that matters, is who did we serve? What kind of a husband, what kind of a father, what kind of a community leader? Did you impact anybody else's life? We're only here for a speck of time. But you know what? What did you do with that time? It'll all be over soon. I don't sweat the small stuff anymore. I don't sweat, somebody criticizing me, or somebody posting something hateful about me, or my enemies, or any of that small stuff. I don't care about who's in the White House. I don't care who's the Prime Minister. I don't care about CNN. I don't care about anti-social media. I don't carry a cell phone. All of those little things that do not matter, in the end, none of that will matter. If you're spending your precious finite time and energy in vomit politics, in bought and paid for vomit news, if you're participating in any social media, even professional sports other than the games themselves, man, that's minor. That's majoring in minor things, like the great Jim Rome says. That's majoring in minor things. I want to major in major things. I want to major as a husband, as a father. I want to major in important things like being a leader, changing the directions of people's lives. That's the kind of stuff I want to major in. It'll all be over soon. It'll all be over soon. Embrace the good, the bad, the ugly, the hard, the easy. Embrace it all and understand that life is an incredible, incredible gift. The third saying that has transformed my life in adverse times was mentioned to me only about 10 years ago by a mentor. And this saying has really transformed my mindset, and it's transformed my attitude. And once again, it's like a bucket of cold water in my face when I need it. It's like a bucket of ice water in my face when I'm worried about the unimportant, when I'm focused on things that'll never matter in the end. It won't matter in the end. When I'm thinking small, or I'm being petty, or I'm being cheap, or I have a scarcity mindset, this is the saying that is like a bucket of ice water in my face when I need it. And the saying is, there's a last time for everything. I had a mentor tell me that a decade ago. He goes, Michael, he says, I'm going to give you a little bit of a mental wake-up call. there is a last time for everything. You're worried about response rates to your marketing. You're worried about, making 7 figures. You're worried about, this and that. And he goes, there's a last time for everything. And he went on to explain, he said, do you realize that there is a last time you will speak with your secret weapon queen? He said, there's a last time coming the last time that you'll ever speak to Krista. He says, you won't know when it is. You'll have no clue. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be 20 years, it could be 40 years, but there is a last time you will have a conversation with your best friend, ride or die partner. That was like a bucket of ice water in my face. It makes arguing or being petty or trying to win a fight, makes it all seem very, very, very unimportant. And then he said, you have a young daughter, Emery. He says, do you know in your lifetime, it's coming, but there'll be a last day that you put her to bed. There'll be a last time that you read to her. There'll be a last time you guys go and play hockey. There'll be a last time you coach her. And he said, in your life, statistics prove that there'll be a last time you speak with her. There will come a day when it's over for you, and it will be the last time you speak to your daughter. Man, bucket of ice water in the face. Talk about an attitude of gratitude. Talk about the secret to living is giving. And he said, just go down the line. He said, your mom and dad are, what age? And now my mom and dad are 89. They're in their 90th year, living independently. But, like that saying, there's a last time for everything. My mom and dad are flying here in 7 days on February 28th. And the accurate thinking reality is that almost age 90, this is probably the last trip they'll make to Southwest Florida. They're coming here because they want to see our home. They're coming here because we chartered a jet. They're not able to put in a 14-hour travel day. I would never put them on multiple flights and car rides and all this other stuff, not at their age. So they're coming because they want to spend time with Emery. They want to see our new world here in Naples. But the reality is this is probably the last trip that they're going to make, regardless of, how many more years they live happily. Travel is just not something. They haven't traveled in 7 years. They haven't traveled in 7 years because it was something they just didn't want to do anymore. And I completely understand that. But this is special. This is different. This is, a chartered jet from their home city. It's an opportunity for them to come and see Emery at her school, to see what she's doing, all of those wonderful things. They're making the extra effort because they want to see our new world. But man, there's a last time for everything. Do you think that I'm going to enjoy these 8 days? Do you think I'm going to be present? Do you think I'm going to be walking around on my cell phone? Do you think I'm going to be buried in work when my mom and dad are here? I'm taking the 8 days off. I'm doing something I hardly ever do. I'll do my walk. I'll do my hour of reading. I'll do my hour of writing, which is 3 hours of my day. That's 21 hours left to spend and invest, other than sleeping, with my folks. I'm going to do the Seinfeld things that keep me moving, keep me growing, keep me progressing, keep me contributing, keep my business moving. But after those 3 things, I will be investing every single minute with my parents. We have all kinds of things planned. Spring training baseball, going to see the Red Sox, going to see the Phillies, boat tours, lunches, dinners, but mostly just hanging out at the pool. There's a last time for everything. I love what I do. I love what I do. I tell Krista, I just love writing. Every day I get up and I shoot a video at 6 in the morning like this. And she's like, man, you 366 straight days in the cold, in the heat, in the bugs, feeling good, feeling bad, sick with the China virus, happy, motivated, unhappy, lonely, didn't matter. Got up and put on my shoes and shoot a video to make a difference. And I said, it's my passion and it's my obsession. I love what I do. I love what I do. I work for myself. I don't work for the man. I sign my own paycheck. I work by choice. I don't have to do any of this anymore. I'm in a safe harbor financial position. I do this because this is my mission. This is my calling. I was called 3 years ago to go into this, to start this company with Marc-Andre. I was called to serve other people, other elite men like you, men that are over 45, 55, 65, middle-aged men who are married with children, grandchildren, very successful, but struggling in one or two other areas. I was called to serve those men. I was called to teach you world building. I'm a world building extremist. Michael, what do you do for a living? I'm a world building extremist. I stopped them dead in their tracks at the cookout with that one. So there's a last time for everything. So I don't take walking in the dark and shooting these videos for granted anymore. I just love every second of it. I'm out here walking in the heat, or at home, I'm walking in the freezing rain. I stop myself and I'm like, man, there's a day coming when I won't do this anymore. I remember standing on the bench when I was coaching my Perth Blue Wings hockey team, and it was a Sunday night and it was minus 35 degrees Celsius. I'm standing on the bench in a suit and tie. It's Sunday night. I've left my family at home. I'm standing in this obscure small community. I'm coaching my Blue Wings against a last place team. And I'm standing there, and in my mind, I'm like, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? I could be golfing in Naples. And then I stopped myself and I said, you know what? There's a last time I'll stand on this bench. There's a last time I'll address the team. There's a last time I'll put my skates on. And that was like a bucket of cold water in my face. I love coaching hockey. It's my obsession. It's my passion as well. And it smartened me up, and I said, you know what? I don't know how long I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this till we win a Barclay. And that was our Barclay Cup year. And it just refocused me on enjoy the journey. Like, it's not just all about getting to the point where you get the ring. It's about enjoy the journey. The work is the reward, like my dad says. The hard work is the reward. You have to enjoy the process. You have to enjoy the journey. It's hard, it's difficult, it's frustrating, it's all those things, and it's supposed to be. But you have to find a way to enjoy it. There's a last time for everything. And then sometimes when I sit and listen for ideas, when I'm out here walking and I'm not shooting a video on this broken iPhone, some of the things I think about are, you know, a last time. What will it be like? What will be there a last time? What will someday I won't do anymore? Well, someday I won't coach elite businessmen like you anymore. Someday I won't, I won't be able to live independently. There's all these things that you can use as incredible motivation to keep both feet in today. There's a last time for everything. When I'm frustrated by, the pressure, or man, I got a problem with a prospect, or maybe I've got an employee issue, I just stop myself and I say, man, there's a last time for everything. There's a last time to shoot a video. There's a last time to write a newsletter. Those are hard, right? To write a 22-page newsletter. And I stop myself and I'm like, are you kidding? I love doing this. This is my obsession. There's a last time I'll write one of these newsletters. It might be 20 years from now, but there'll be a last time. I write my telegrams for my diamond guys on Fridays. And sometimes I'll be sitting there going, well, I'd rather be swimming or at the golf course or whatever. And then I stop myself and I'm like, I chose this life. And there'll be a last time I sit down here and write one of these telegrams. and it's a bucket of ice water in my face to smarten up and to enjoy the journey. Same thing with my masterminds. I love coaching my world builders and my champions every Wednesday, every second Wednesday, and every Thursday. And Krista's like, man, you pour your heart and soul into those meetings. They're 2 hours, 2.5 hours, hot seats, pouring my heart and soul into those. And I'm exhausted when they're over. And the odd time I'll sit down, I'm like, well, I could have been golfing today, or I could have been playing pickleball. And then I stop myself and I'm like, there's a day coming where I won't do that anymore, where I won't have a mastermind to facilitate. And that smartens me up, and it gets me back to having an attitude of gratitude. I enjoy every friggin' second of it. But sometimes when I get off track, there's a last time I'll do this. There's a last time for everything. So I hope those 3 sayings, those 3 quotes, so that they have an impact on your life, that they can serve as your North Star. But you have to get 3 or 1 or 2 things that speak to you. Not my 3 things, but I use those as example. But what's a couple of quotes, maybe some scripture, maybe a mind vitamin quote, something that you could write, on the bottom of your bathroom mirror, something you can keep in the front of your daily journal, something you could write at the bottom of your Seinfeld calendar, something that you could put on one of those 3x5 recipe cards, something that you're going to see from time to time when you're picking the grapes, as the great Fred Shiro would say, something that will serve as your North Star, something that will remind you that this too shall pass, something that will grab you by the throat and will remind you that it'll all be over soon, and something that'll shake you out of your lull or your depression or your self-pity, or it'll shake you and wake you up to all the blessings in your life, because you'll be reminded that there's a last time for everything. So those are the 3 sayings that I use. I hope you can find 1, 2, or 3 that will serve you. And there's no mission, there's no goal, there's no values that can give you that bucket of cold water in the face like something like that speaks to you. Whether it's a quote or a scripture or a mind vitamin, whatever works. If you need some of my help, there's 3 ways for you to get help. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you're sick and tired of being part of the quiet desperation 99%, if you're sick and tired of not living life and doing business on your own terms, if you have a Frankenstein business or a Frankenstein life where you wear the golden handcuffs, where you have at best a high-paying job, maybe you're working a death-dealing 60, 70, 80 hours a week. If you're looking to escape the rat race, there's 3 ways that I can help. Number 1, buy my book below, nobullbook.com. My book is called How to Not Get Your Ass Kicked in Business and Life. You can buy it and get a t-shirt, a free t-shirt like this, badass on the front, be relentless on the back, and it's under 27 bucks or something. It's pocket change. I go negative on that. It's pocket change. It's a 267 page physical book. I don't do go fetch ebooks. I have a physical book and an audio book for you. That's it. That's all. nobullbook.com. You need to read that book. Your queen needs to read that book. Your 16-year-old needs to read that book. Your 22-year-old needs to read that book. Your executive assistant needs to read that book. Everybody and anybody in your world needs to read that book and send you a 1-page report on that book. nobullbook.com. Secondly, you need to subscribe to my monthly newsletter. I kill trees every month. Paper and ink, timber. I do a 22-page world building newsletter. Nobody teaches world building. I teach world building. I am the undisputed world building heavyweight champion of the world. I'm the Muhammad Ali of world building. I'm the Albert Einstein of world building. So I produce a physical newsletter every single month that I ship to your house or your office, 22 pages of what I've done in the last month. Marriage, money, marketing, time management, advertising, mental toughness, my wins, my losses, you name it, it's all in there. So that is something you need to have in your life every month. Go to badassletter.com and subscribe now. It's $97 a month. Man, that's $3.24 a day. That's $3.24 a day to up-level your marriage, your relationship with your kids, your marketing, your advertising, your time management, your mental health, your physical health. Man, that's a cup of coffee. That's a Starbucks coffee. $3.24 a day. Go to badassletter.com. And finally, if you're ready to step up into the big leagues, if you're ready to be joined at the hip with other elite men, elite husbands, fathers, grandfathers, entrepreneurs, community leaders, then you need to be part of my world building digital mastermind. No traveling, no hotels, no restaurants, no flights. Good morning. Every second Wednesday we meet for 2.5 hours. We do hot seats on everybody's business. It's incredible. It's transformational. It holds your feet to the fire. You get personal coaching from me for a year. You get personal association for a year with other elite brothers. Brothers need to be around brothers, men. Men need to be around men. That's just the way it is. And it's like being joined. It's being joined at the hip with other champions. You can apply for 12-month membership at badassworldbuilders.com. That's badassworldbuilders.com. You fill out the form. It's like 5 simple questions. I look at your application. You're either in or you're out. I'm maybe not the coach for you. Maybe hard coaching isn't for you. It's no problem. There's no hard feelings. But you apply. If you do get in, if you feel you're a good fit, if you feel I'm a good fit as a coach, we go forward. You're in for a year. Very, very simple. And either way, no hard feelings. I don't care whether a person subscribes to my newsletter. I don't care whether a person buys my book, and I certainly don't care whether somebody joins my mastermind. I already have these things up and going. It's not going to change my life in the least. I'm here to serve other people. So badassworldbuilders.com. That's badassworldbuilders.com. So those are the 3 ways to get some to get some assistance in your life, in your marketing, in your marriage, in your sales, fitness, health, you name it. So that's it for today. Like the great Matt Fury says, 4 words in 2023: kick ass and take names. Kick ass and take names. Everybody's at home afraid and scared. The 99% are on their heels. They're cutting. They're afraid to swing for the fences. They get up and play defense. 99% of entrepreneurs get up now and they play not to lose. As a badass world builder, every morning, get up and swing for the fences. Get up and tee it up and drive that ball 400 yards. Swing for the fences, play, live the next 3 to 5 years, which I think are going to be the most important 5 years of our business and personal lives, where there's a thinning of the herd, where winter's coming. Every day, get up and swing for the fences. Play offense, play offense, play offense. Market more, advertise more, read more, walk more, write more, advertise more. I mean, this is the time where everybody's hiding at home with 3 masks on. This is where the top 1%ers, it's separation season. It's just balls to the wall, go, 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 play defense. I am 10xing all of my marketing. I am 10xing all of my advertising. I am 10xing my attitude. I am 10xing my fitness. I am 10xing my reading. I am 10xing my everything. I'm just like balls to the wall. I'm getting up every day. I'm getting out here and I'm like, Michael, play offense, play offense, play offense. Everybody's scared. Winter's here. Are you kidding me? This is incredible. This is the greatest time in history to be alive, because we're going to have, we're going to thin the herd. But for guys like you, this is the time to put the gas pedal down. Get your foot off that fucking brake. Both feet on the gas pedal. Not one on the gas and one on the brake like the 99%. Get that foot off the brake. Put both feet on the gas pedal, and every day you get up, you've been given this blessing of a life, another 24 hours. Put both people on that gas pedal and balls to the wall. Balls to the wall. All in, all the way. All in, all the way. Burn those boats. Burn those boats. There is no plan B. There is no plan B. Go all in on becoming an elite man. Go all in on becoming an elite father. Go all in on becoming an elite husband. Go all in on becoming an elite businessman. And go all in on serving other people. Burn the ships. Burn the ships. Play offense. And get after it every day. Life is a gift. Life is a gift. This too shall pass. It'll all be over soon. And there's a last time for everything. Go balls to the wall, all in on you. 2 words that changed my life, 2 words that can change your life. Be relentless.